Hello everyone, welcome to Foreigner Farming in the Philippines. Well, there it goes. I'm going to have to help him. That was a bear to get down here. It's a lot heavier than it looks. If it had been any more heavy or ungainly than it was, one of us would have said to hell with it. But we got it down here, and we'll be getting it into place shortly. So these are the poles that we're gonna stick in, and you know, in hindsight, I should have just stopped Gabriel and demanded that he use only the small net. Even though we used a smaller mesh capture net than the larger mesh on these cages, I'm almost, well, that's the only cage that has the two sizes of net in it. There's a lot of little fish running around in here. So now we have the same problem as we had before. Is we've got fish swimming around in here, and they'll be breeding in 3 or 4 months. So I should have just had Gabriel make the net out of only the smaller meshed net. So, well, what are you gonna do? It's too late now. Yeah, that's where it's supposed to go, Tatai. So we're gonna get this one in place, and then we'll get some fish moved into it. Get the top put on it. And the net's touching the bottom over there, so we've got to do something with that one. Pull the net up. We got to adjust it a little bit. The first one we did is still perfect, and the fish are doing great. So I'm going to get in there and help them. I know they're going to need my weight to pull down on that post. All right, there it is. And we're going to put the weights in it. You can see the net floats. It's just naturally buoyant. So that's what they're doing right now, is they're getting the stones together. Bigger than what I think they need to use, those big chunks of cement there. I think about half that size would do, but Tatai, I think he's of the opinion it's better to be safe than sorry, so he's using those really big ones. So one of those large stones in each corner will, I think he wants to use the big ones, I think, because he wants to stretch it tight. He wants that, he wants it to pull. He wants to pull the bottom of the net to the corners. And so that's why I'm not going to argue with him about it. He's probably right. So we'll get the stones in it, and then we'll get the top net on it, and we're good to go. And we'll get some fish in it. It has, Tata and I have been discussing it. It's almost impossible for me to throw that ground up feed even into this cage. Half of it goes out into the pond. That's what that is there. Because I just can't. Because it's ground, it's like, I don't know, it's not aerodynamic. You just can't throw it. And I was talking to Tatai about maybe putting a little dock out there. But I think once I get back to using the regular feed, it's round little pebbles, and I think I can get it out into the cages without dumping a bunch into the water. Because I'm not really keen on the idea of a dock. I mean, if we have to have one, we have to have one, but the idea of me walking around out there on a rickety little dock, I'm not real keen on that idea. So I've only got about a fourth of a sack of that ground up feed to use. I'm never doing that again. I don't care. I'm tired of it's not just the feed that turns into powder that it has to be dog food. It's also the feed that gets wasted. And half of the pellets, half of what is ground that is large enough that it doesn't sift through, it sinks. It doesn't float. So, I'm never grinding up the floating feed again just because I don't have starter. I'll keep feeding them fry mash. Do you need a cap, Tati? I had thought we'd cap those between one and the other, but I guess not. Anyway, we're draining. Well, we're going to end up draining both of those tanks there. We're taking the larger fish that are in the tank that Tati's standing in, and we're transferring them to the cage that we put the fish in about a week ago. And the smaller ones are going to go in this aquarium. And when we're done with that, then all the fish that are left, the black tilapia that are left in that tank that he's leaning over into, they're going to go into the new cage that we just built, set up. Well, there's a few more fish in there than what I thought we'd be putting in there. There's probably 300 or 400. A lot of the black tilapia were still small. And I can see there's 2 or 3 of these that aren't going to make it. They were oxygen deprived for too long. Just too slow in draining the tanks. That guy right there, as soon as he comes up again, I'm going to take him out. This little guy here's dog food. But we probably transferred 1,000 of the black tilapia out of that. I think the rest of them got mixed in with what was in this tank. Again, I'm going to get cement maybe today, and we're going to fix this to where they'll drain. That was the problem, is getting them to drain the last few inches. So on each side, close to that, where that transfer was, we're going to put about 2.5 inches of concrete and bring it down to where it's nothing down here. So there's a slope on both sides. And it doesn't have to be strong. Tati was saying he needed 4 bags of cement. And I said, no, you need like 2 bags. Just don't put so much cement in it. It's not load bearing, it's not traffic. It's filler. So I'll get that this afternoon, and we've got to get that done tomorrow. Have to get it done tomorrow. So we've got them transferred. We've got to get it done tomorrow, and I'm just gonna flush it one time and put these fish in it. I think they're tough enough to survive. I can't leave them in this tank, that many, even with 4 aeration bubblers going in it. I think it's just too crowded. So we'll get them transferred as soon as we can. Thank you, everyone. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. You've got to be kidding me. I know I just saw him. There he goes right there. There is a shrimp in there. I can't believe it. There's a freshwater shrimp in there. I don't know if you were able to see him or not. I saw him going right along here and I'm going, it can't be, it can't be. And then I got a good look at him and sure enough. So he had to have been in with these black tilapia. That is wild. Is that him right there? Yep, there he is, right there. There he goes. That is amazing. Now the question is there more than one? That is wild. No, Tatai, there's a shrimp in here. No, there's a shrimp in here, I swear to God, Tatai. Come look. I don't know, we'll see him in a minute, but there is a shrimp in here. I saw him. I have proof, he's on video. He's
How many pieces?
I only see one, but he's about this big. I don't see him now. He must be on the other side.